Welcome SAO survivors to Biweekly SAO Variant Showdown, and yes, it's been more than 2 weeks, but what can I do? There was no update last week, but you can instead pay a visit to my very first Dead Game Report, the monthly series where I'm looking at the financial and popularity rankings of both Integral Factor and Variant Showdown. Click the icon on the top right to check it out after watching this video preferably. I've been told it was a bit too technical early on, so I'll try to do better next month going into the details, but we're going back to Variant Showdown right now. This week is a bit lackluster, I guess, but you're all here for images anyways, and Variant Showdown never under-delivers on images. So, we got a beautiful set to report on as usual. And this time around, I will stress it a little bit more than usual that these are data mines and are subject to change or may be missing in content. I mentioned this today because from what I heard, one of the API links is down and that affects the quality of the mines. What that affects exactly, I do not know. But the feeling of ramped down production continues. For the first time, August appears to have no battle pass for the month, at least for now. Not the free track, nor the paid track. I find this extremely sad. You know, I picked on battle passes since the launch of the game because with no other indication, the assumption was that the characters and abilities were simply exclusive to the pass, never gonna be available otherwise again. So last month, I was thrilled when the first two Battle Pass characters, Integrity Knight Eugeo and Cross Edge Kirito, were available in a pickup banner later down the line. But now, the Battle Pass is gone, so one step forward, 2 steps back, I guess. I'd even be happy if it was the other way around, you know, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. At least that's overall moving a step forward, but moving on. We have a new Eugeo unit in traditional outfit that is absolutely beautiful. I was lucky enough to get him, although it cost me like 30 tickets that I had saved up and 1500 gems for a multiple afterwards. There are of course the Yuna and Yui birthday login bonuses that are in this mine, but they have been active since a couple days ago, so I'll gloss over them. You probably have completed the Yuna one and just did day 3 on Yui with 2 more days to go. Now, my favorite inclusion in this update is some upcoming abilities. We're finally getting matching ability cards again after such a long time, and it features Rain and 7 respectively. In addition to the Rain and 7 banners, which they'll be separate banners, there is also a Sachi ability banner coming sometime within this update period from the looks of it. However, what I cannot be sure about is the upcoming Yuuki ability card that's been surfaced. This is one of those reasons why I stress the unreliability of data mines, because from pictures alone, we have no idea where this Yuuki card is going to be coming from right now. There is currently no banner image for it surfaced, but there is also no finds about an upcoming story event that this may be rewarded from. A pajama Yuuki also does not fit the theme of traditional Japanese outfit, you know, it's a little bit different with everything else going on this month. So even as a theme, this one is kind of an outlier. May just be an early implementation for an event further down the line perhaps, who knows, we'll have to wait and see. Now comes the part where people were quite concerned about when the mines hit earlier this week. I may have inadvertently contributed a bit without realizing. Thank you scouts for characters and ability cards were discovered in this patch, and I tweeted about how unfortunate of a title that was given the circumstances. You know, people were speculating about a shutdown. I thought my tweet was clear enough that I was specifically focusing on the bad choice of the title, meaning I did not think this was a shutdown banner, but I guess you can never be too careful, especially on Twitter, so I did end up appending a clarification to stop people from running wild. Funnily enough, it's always the Unleash Blading fans who think their game died for Variant Showdown to launch when it's the exact opposite. It's been almost a year and they are still trying to cope. Anyway, these thank you banners seem to be tied into the Sword Art Online Variant Showdown Festival Part 2 or some other memorial celebration that's gonna be held sometime in the future. Well, there is no new story event on the horizon from the looks of it, for now at least. A huge drop of main content has been implemented, about 20 to 30 minutes of content, which just makes me wonder why they did not sprinkle it over the past couple weeks. Don't get me wrong, I think 5 minutes a week. It's not a good format, yes. The chapters themselves, in that case, don't feel impactful enough with such little story. But you know, we could have had it separated into two 15-minute batches and released bi-weekly instead over the past month. I think that'd be ideal, you know, 10 to 15 minutes, they are kind of ideal for these kinds of stories. And I mainly say that because, as I talked in my Dead Game report, at the moment, anything the game does, anything Variant Showdown does, the players are more likely to interpret as a build up to Shutdown situation, so I believe leaving a large dead time in the game with the main campaign was kind of the wrong choice here. There wasn't even new gameplay nodes for this story. All of this was included in previously implemented gameplay nodes that if you have completed, these were just instantly unlocked. You know, I could easily chalk it up to the recently announced translation infrastructure rework they were having in the game, but it was just also bizarre the way this was handled overall with the main campaign that it's just, it ticks all the wrong boxes in my head. But yeah, this is it for now. Interesting things happening, and I'll continue to keep an eye out as to what happens and whenever the next update may hit. As always, future content is subject to change and more may be added on along the way until the next main update. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, stay cool.